the other participants join. Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening. And welcome from all over the Philippines or wherever else you might be joining us from. Maayong gabi if you're from Mindanao or Davao City. We're very excited and we're grateful for your enthusiasm in joining and completing projects with Glide and with No Code PH. So I am Hannah Clemente. I am from Davao City and I am the community manager at CompLab. And so we just want to formally welcome you for tonight's demo. Tonight with us, we are graced with the presence of three wonderful judges. We have Arup Meiti, the CEO of QuickReach. Hello. We have Miko Garrido, CEO of Dorsata. Good evening. And we have Minri Makapugay, who is the CEO and co-founder at CompLab. And of course, we have with us the founder of No Code PH. We have Crystal. And welcome to the 8 wonderful presenters and good luck for tonight. And thank you for everyone else who is joining us and who joined the Glide Challenge. So we had an amazing count of over 110 projects throughout December when we started. And we're just really happy to see 8 completed projects, and we really look forward to seeing them. And for you to share your journey with using Glide. I know a lot of you have been using Glide for the first time, I believe. So we're very impressed that you were able to complete something in just a matter of weeks. Okay, so just a quick reminder, every participant will have 3 minutes to present your presentation, and we will have, then you will have 5 minutes with your judges. So if you're ready, then we'll have maybe a quick word from Crystal before we start.
Hi. Sorry, I'm down with COVID, so I'm not gonna be on cam. But yeah, so again, like I think like Han already said what I wanted to say, which is thank you, and I'm really happy with that you were able to accomplish your projects for this challenge. So yeah, I wish the best for all of our participants, and yeah, God bless.
Okay, good luck everyone. And Jason, if you're ready.
Certainly. Thank you, Hannah. So I'll be sharing my screen now. Am I audible and is my screen visible?
Yes.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I am Jason from Davao City, and I'm here to tell you how we can potentially save lives through a simple app. In 2011, severe flooding and landslides in the Davao region killed 30 people and caused over 27 million pesos of damage. On 2017, a landslide along the diversion road in Davao City caused heavy traffic for more than 10 days. And most recently, a landslide in March last year killed a cyclist and injured a jogger in Barangay Mandog, still in Davao City. These are just a few of the numerous landslides that happened in the Davao region. With this, you have to ask ourselves, in this day and age of information, is there something that we can do to better assess landslide susceptibility to save lives? Current landslide risk maps and assessments are limited by large-scale Earth observations through satellites, which do not allow actions to be mitigated at the local level. To provide a more accurate evaluation of landslide susceptibility in each barangay, we need to gather near real-time, regularly updated, and localized data by maximizing existing technologies and, of course, community participation. Introducing Clara. The community-powered landslide risk assessment is a disaster readiness and risk reduction, citizen science, and educational app that aims to educate the public on the early warning signs of landslide, identify landslide-prone areas, and improve existing landslide risk assessments. Clara aims to empower community members in each barangay to collect data on landslide early warning signs and report the location of actual landslides. For its pilot run, it will be powered by senior high school students taking up earth science and disaster readiness and risk reduction. This can be part of their performance task or authentic assessment, which will form part of their grade. Now, Clara is a picture-based and checklist reporting mobile app. Students can use the intuitive landslide checklist to identify early warning signs, take pictures, and geotag the location. Their science teacher will then verify the reports of each student, and a simple scoring system will be used to assess the risk of the location of each landslide. LGUs may also be partnered to mobilize existing manpower, such as barangay tanods, to become citizen scientists as well. In future versions of this app, we can even integrate predictive algorithms and detection and reporting of other disasters such as flood, earthquake, fire, and tsunami. With this intuitive yet powerful checklist and geotagging system, partnered with sustained partnership with the local government and the schools, the possibilities are limitless. In conclusion, Clara has a great potential to be an educational tool to engage our students to become citizen scientists and members of our communities to be mindful of the early warning signs of impending landslides. In the future, landslide risk assessment data generated by Clara can even be used for real estate and construction purposes. With help of this mobile app, citizen science may very well find itself mainstreamed in their respective disaster readiness and reduction frameworks. Science works for the people, and Clara is a testament of it. Thank you, and have a great day ahead.
Shall we ask questions now?
Certainly, yeah.
Okay, since our rating system is supposed to also include how you're going to make the business model work. So, have you thought about that?
Yes, I have thought of how we can generate profit from this app. One of the primary selling point, or the profit, we can generate profit from funding from local government units. That's one thing. Second would be we can provide the information, the landslide susceptibility of each barangay to real estate agents who would be very much interested in assessing the value of the land in terms of its susceptibility to landslides and other potential hazards. So those are just two of the possible sources of revenue.
And connected question. So were you able to set up price and were you able to check with the customers that you identified if they would be ready to pay?
Firstly, the Clara app is primarily an educational tool, and I haven't put much attention on how we can get money out of it, because my motivation here is to utilize the trend of digitizing our schools. Now we have the schools here in the Philippines which are transitioning to distance learning modalities, and so as a science teacher myself, I think that would be the answer to your question. Have I checked it with the concerned individuals? And the answer is, I think yes, because I have consulted with my fellow science teachers, and they seem to be very interested with this possibility. So one thing would be we can provide access to private or public schools to this app, and then they can integrate it with their existing learning experiences. So that's also another point of profit generation.
Okay, I'm not sure, but are you supposed to demo the app or just screenshots?
I'm not sure. I think the screenshot would be. We were just told to include the screenshot since we don't have enough time for the demo. Am I right, Crystal?
Yes.
Okay.
But you can. But if there's time, but since there's still a bit of time left, you can demo it if you want.
Sure. Let me just share it. So first of all, I do not have any background whatsoever when it comes to Glide and computer programming, since I am a teacher. So this is just a very, very simple app, and I'm very grateful with very intuitive tools with Glide. So here I have provided first, they can access the chat functionality. They can communicate with their classmates or other citizen scientists from other schools, and then they can communicate when it comes to bulletins and prevalence of landslide whatsoever. Then here is a checklist provided with pictures that can better guide them with what they have to look out for their environment for early warning signs of landslide. So this checklist is from US Geological Survey, and yeah, they generated this early warning signs for landslide checklist. So we can just click on it, and then on the back end we can collate all of the data through a Google Sheet and then assign a number, or we can just simply get the average of all of the submissions of each reporter for each location, and then we can use that to assign to a certain location on the susceptibility or the prevalence of early warning signs in this particular area. And then first and next would be the geotagging, so they can pinpoint the location of each early warning sign using this simple feature. I'm not sure how to maximize this if we map limit, but yeah, that's the idea is there. The idea is that they can pinpoint the location of the early warning signs that we have checked through the checklist, and then that could provide another data point for the assigning of the evaluation or the assessment.
I have a question on I guess, how complete the architecture is underneath, the checklist plus maybe some of the UX user flows that you guys have thought through for the application. Is it supposed to be a completed architecture, or is this more like a proof of concept right now where Clara is?
I think at this point, certainly it is still a proof of concept because there are a lot of back-end infrastructure that we have set up as of the moment. For example, I don't have a system to collect all of the data and transform all of these data into usable text or image overlays that we can display as the tangible results of the landslide risk assessment of each area. But as a proof of concept, I think it is pretty simple. Admittedly, it's very simple. It's very intuitive, and I was going for simple and intuitive anyway, since the primary users of this app would be students and community members who have little to no technical knowledge on this app. So I wanted to go for very simple text-based, picture-based, image-based application, but certainly it's not yet done, and I cannot provide a sample of how we can generate a numerical value or numerical assessment for landslide prone in any location.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have a question. So after this hackathon, what are your plans for Clara app?
I plan on contacting some of my friends who have some knowledge in data analysis, data analytics, and data sciences, and I'm really keen on implementing this. I would like to ask for funding opportunities from other organizations who might be interested in developing this useful app, since I have not, based on my initial crowdsourcing with my friends, we have not seen many citizen science applications that are currently in the market right now, especially here in the Philippines. So I think this would be a great opportunity for us to introduce citizen science and using mobile applications to engage the public to become scientists themselves. Since here in the Philippines, we suffer a shortage of scientists, and it might as well mobilize our students to become scientists as well.
All right, that's it from my end.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you, Jason. Thank you, and
everyone.
good luck.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you, Arup, Miko, and Nini.
Okay. Next, we have John, if you're ready.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, you're clear.
Yes.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Good day. Start semester and all people right now. So I'm John Oliver Amaral. I'm currently I'll be presenting this application that I've done, which is Repair It. Sorry, come and let us fix. So let's go with this. So what is Prepare IT? This application caters to the task assignment and monitoring for laptop and PC repairs. So what's the motivation for this? This past pandemic, I have a lot of units that was being broken. So it's a traumatic time for me to have my laptops to be on the repair shop. And the problems that I have encountered that time is I could not mobilize my movement to them because there's restriction with the lockdown. So I have to wait until the lift of the lockdown so that have my I could have updates on the repairs that I've been working with the people that I have came to. So this is the reason why I have created this repair IT. Okay, so what it can provide? I can provide task management, provider client relationship, service delivery, and lastly, term collaboration. And how it works. So just demonstrate a video of it. Okay, so currently this is how my app looks. So we have some four screens, repair tasks, technicians, client listings, and of course the management, where we can see other options and settings that we can do for it. Okay, so let's move. So for this video, how to add the client. So let's see how we can add some client for this. Okay, so we can add some client, provide their address, contact number, and then of course the unit key number. So what is the unit key number anyway? It is the what do you call this? It is a user generated key or the reference number so that we can only follow up using that number whenever we have some task or works that we have asked for them. Then how to add a repair task. So we have to put the brand name and of course the brand model and the description, the specs for it. And then we can add the concerns that we have encountered for that. And we can add image as well so that we can see how that unit looks and such. And of course, the date of mission, and we can assign technician or designated technician for that kind of unit. So that's how it works for this part. Okay. And of course, other assignments that we can do. Then, okay, updating a repair task. So we can go to the repair task grid. And of course, we can communicate with the client, or we can simply update the task that we've been working and provide other updates that we can do for it. If it is working, it is in progress, it is to do or whatsoever with that the status of the work that we've been doing. So that's it for how the application works. Okay, and that's it. So it's very short because we don't have much of time to work on this for the presentations. So thank you for that and hope and I'm open for the questions.
Thank you, John.
Yes.
Trying to understand who is the customer for this, the repair shop, is it?
Yes, the repair shop. And I'm also trying to reach to the small and medium enterprises and even in the enterprise to work on those what we call desktop or the help desk support. So they have this kind of architecture. I mean business as well. So it would be uh, great idea to work with them as well. So I'm looking forward with that.
So the one that you showed the screen and demo, who is the user of that?
It's for that part. I should be the what do you call this? The manager or the one who is taking all the task. I mean the project manager of of the application or the service providing the service.
And so It's just for record keeping inside, is it? Or what's the purpose of it after doing that?
Once you have done, you can communicate with the client, provide them a place. You can either call with them. So I was not able to show in the application on how to call or communicate with the client because of the time restriction that we have to present. But we have that functionality there.
So there's like another app for the customer, is it?
For that, I don't have what I'm planning to add because I have very limited resources to pull the time for
Okay.
development.
Okay, and were you able to check with some potential customers if they would be interested to pay for it and how much you want to charge?
For me, for the initial, to build that kind of service, for at this very moment, I can ask them for around 70,000 pesos in Philippine peso, because first of all, it will be good for 1 year's term for them, and of course, that includes the what you call this, the support and other upgrades that I may provide with them, customized for their needs.
So were you able to check with some of them if they are ready with that, if they find it useful?
Okay, I have talked to one of my friends who's running a repair shop. He told me that the price is good. However, he would like to, if ever, if I am open for providing a customized version for them, like okay, we have this product, but they would like some, we have they like the product I've been doing, but they would like to add some specific functions that is only available for them, something like.
Okay, thank you.
Miko or Minri, would you have any questions for John?
Okay, my question is, how do you plan to onboard those repair shops?
By providing them access, and of course, we'll provide some trainings for them on how to use the application. And although some of the repair shops are not totally well versed in terms of using software, because they're more focused on doing the the hardware part. So it will be uh, good to teach them how to work with this application.
How do you plan to make money?
For them, I would like to provide a subscription base. So it's like for like how many years. Like for example, I will provide them a 1 year service for that application. Then it will be renewable yearly or according to the contract that you'll be signing for that, for the service that I can provide.
All right, no questions asked.
I think I have maybe a couple questions,
Right.
more centering around iteration.
Okay.
Are there? I'm assuming that you've got some initial users, or at least maybe some test users for the first version for your
Yes.
MVP. Okay.
Yes.
Are there any like specific iteration steps that you guys think are critical or important for you to be able to access like a larger initial user base?
Okay. So according to the friend that I have talked recently, for him, he would like to add some specific functions or features that will be only available to their business, so that at least I could upgrade. So they'll subscribe to my application. Then I will provide a version that the same application, but a slightly different or like a customized one for them, so that they will maximize the use of the application. So that's my initial plan for them, since they have
Right.
brought that idea to me recently.
What are your current financial instruments? So are you using like the Gcash API or PayPal, or is it like bank transfer and then confirmed by email? Which I mean that wouldn't be bad at all for an MVP. But I'm curious what your current financial instruments are.
I'm planning to integrate with either PayPal or GCash or even the bank. However, for that part, I'm not really that well versed on working with the other API integrations, since more of my works is more of the back end and front end part, since that's where I used to work back in the day. So I'm trying to work with that, and of course, I'm looking forward to the Glide apps. If they will have that kind of integration, then it will be great for to add in the application that I'm currently.
Right. I can imagine that Glide will allow you to access maybe the PayPal API, especially since it's building off of Google Sheets. So you can look into that. It'd be an interesting possibility for a
Ah,
financial
yes, of
instrument.
course, looking forward for it, and hope that I could maximize the use of my application. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all for me.
Thank you, sir. Listen.
All right. Thank you, John, and good luck. Okay, next we have Jansen. Whenever you're ready.
Hello, hello. Am I presenting right now?
Yes.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you're clear.
Okay, I'm going to start. So, hello. A blessed day, everyone. I am Johnson Moral, 17 years old, a young entrepreneur, CEO and founder of eFarm. But before I discuss about eFarm, let's talk about first, how did I come up with the concept of this business? I started researching about what is the trends nowadays, what kind of business where lots of people are interested. I found out that a lot of Filipinos nowadays use e-commerce such as Shopee and Lazada. They spend more in online stores than in our usual local stores. Then why? Because it is more convenient and easy. And I chose farming for the concept. But why farming? Farming is indeed a hard job. Farmers spend hours, days, and even months harvesting their crops. Local farmers need to profit more and promoting our agricultural sector. Lastly, farmers have limited market power. But with eFarm, this could be a platform to promote and support farming in our country, as well as voicing out how hard is the job of our farmers. And now, introducing eFarm. eFarm is an e-commerce application where people can purchase harvested products directly from our local farmers. eFarm, fresh from the farm. For the demo of the app, welcome to the demo. This will be the interface of eFarm. In the Home tab, you will see the list of the products that are currently available in the store. If you want to search for specific products, if it is available, you can search them in the search bar. For example, that I want to buy an orange, I'm going to click orange. In this area, you can read the description and health benefits of the product, as well as the farmer who sells the product. And in the cart tab, added products will show in our cart, and it is ready to buy. But due to some circumstances, the buy and payment phase are not yet available. Moving on to the Farmers tab, this is where you can read information about the farmers who sell in eFarm, their background information, job information, and list of products that they sell. You can also support them by sharing their products with your family and friends. Lastly, in the Account tab, you can see the information that you filled up for the verification in eFarm. You can also change some of your information. The Account tab will also show your total number of purchase and your eFarm wallet. That's all for the demo. And for the future of this business, investors, business updates, monitoring sales, and marketing strategy are vital to improve this business entity. And to end this, I want to say that success is not easy to achieve, but believing in yourself that you will succeed is your greatest achievement. Thank you for listening. And I'm ready for the questions.
Thank you, Jensen. It's a very good ambition. I just have a very critical question that's the biggest challenge in this side of the business. I mean, farmers grow vegetables, but they don't know how to do business, right? So how are they going to, like, you bought the orange, but the orange grower might be in Davao and I'm in Manila. How will the logistic work? How will the cost of transportation work?
To answer that question, eFarm is not just an application. My company will build their own logistics, warehouse, and also management team that will assist our farmers to sell their products.
Okay. And have you tried talking to some farmers?
Uh, I'm I didn't yet, but I read a lot of articles about our farmers and I know how hard their job is.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Just building off of Arup's question, which I think is really the question at heart here. Uh, uh, the question of have you spoken to the farmers, right? Like that is probably the most important thing to do. I'm going to be upfront and say that I don't think reading articles to understand the difficulty of the work that they do is going to be enough. You definitely want to get as close as possible to your primary users. So that would be farmers, and then on the other end, because you're operating a two user market or two-sided market, so the other side would be people who would be interested in buying from these farmers, and who find value in buying straight from the farm. There's definitely an idea here, and I would maybe search out more Philippine startups that are working in this space, but yeah, getting as close as possible to your users, talking to them, and also observing how your initial cohort interacts with your application is probably, those are probably your most important next actions. As a question, do you currently have plans to integrate with a logistics partner? Because that is going to be like a difficult part of running what is essentially a delivery business.
Just like what I said earlier, that I want to create my own logistics. But if there is a logistic company that want to partnership with us, uh, I my company will be very grateful because um, they're also they're supporting our goal in this business.
Right. Okay. So you don't currently have the architecture of the app is not set up to I guess track deliveries. Say I order like 100 oranges or something. Say I'm really into oranges and I order 100 of them. There's no way for me to track the status of the logistics partner.
Uh, uh, for now, it is not yet available, but if guide will be possible to add that functions, I will be also grateful to develop and and do some changes in this app.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, I'd look into API integrations that go into Google Sheets. That is going to be probably where you can start on working with a logistics partner if you don't pursue your own company. Yeah, that's it for me.
Thank you. Minri, would you have a question for Jensen?
No, actually, I don't have a question. So,
Okay.
great UI and
Thank-
presentation. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Jensen, and best of luck for you. Next up, we have Jovi. So go ahead. I think your mic is a little low, the volume of your mic. The volume's still quite low. It's okay, baka sa settings lang. Okay.
And how about all?
Medyo mahina pa.
Maybe we can skip to the next person first, then.
Sige. Okay, we'll just go back to you, Jovi. Okay, Floridane, are you ready? Okay.
Hi, can everyone hear me and see me?
Yes, you're clear.
Okay, so hi everyone. I have a question for all of you. Can you raise your hand if you think you're very productive during the pandemic? I will count to 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, it looks like not a lot of people raised their hand. A few people did, but yeah, even I can't raise my hand to that. But if that is the case, then don't worry. Because if you guys are the kind of people who are into self-improvement and productivity, then there's an app for that. I would like to introduce to you the New You app, made by yours truly. The New You app is a to-do list app, which tracks your goals, habits, and progress based on the 5 dimensions of wellness. And when I say the 5 dimensions, I'm talking about the physical, mental, social, spiritual, and emotional aspects. But if you were to ask me, why the New You? That's because the self-improvement market is in demand. 94% of millennials are actually willing to spend up to $300 monthly for self-improvement. The overall market value of the self-help market should increase to 13.2 billion by 2022. And by 2025, it is expected to reach $14 billion. Knowing this, we know that the self-help market is an ever-growing and lucrative market, so that the New You app can be marketed as a paid app with in-app purchases for more in-depth features. So as I show you guys the functions of the app, let us imagine ourselves in the shoes of Bob, the average millennial or Gen Z kid who just wants to improve his life by using my app. So for example, he enters the goal screen, he sees the 5 dimensions, and he can click on any of those to try to set goals. After that, he can add goals. He can put the start and the end date. He can track them and email himself. He can edit them too. And if he ever gets stuck, he can just take a look at the resources for each of the 5 dimensions on how to better himself. And if he wants to add habits to supplement his goals, he can also add habits for each dimension. He can add, edit, delete, and track his habits. He can delete them, and he can flip on that switch if he wants to say that he did that habit for the day, just like on December 16, where he did that habit for that day. He can also delete the habits and entries in case he makes any mistakes. And so you guys know, Bob is just like you, dear audience, who want to be successful and want to invest in the future. So why not work with me and let yourselves become a new you? Thank you for listening. The floor is now open for questions.
Thank you. were you able to check if anyone is interested to use and what features they like, what they don't like, what they want to improve?
Oh, yes. I actually asked some of my colleagues, and they said that they like the interface of the app as it is, just like I showed here before, where they could just add goals, they can track them, and like there are also resources. It is also said in the research that it is mostly the millennials and Generation Z people and newer generation people who are interested in this kind of app. So I know that people are interested in this kind of niche.
So you mentioned about $300 a month, but I guess that's a US European market. Any idea if people around your neighborhood are ready to spend, and how much are you planning to charge for this?
Yeah, I just would like to turn this into a paid app. And then I would sell it to the people around here, since I actually noticed that it is mostly the students around my age who are interested in this kind of app.
So basically, what you're doing is you're setting, it's like a note taker, and you can get some help to read from it in relation to your goal. Is that primarily what is happening today?
Yeah, like you can set your goals. You can set like how much you've done. Like for example, if your goal is to do 20 push-ups by February, and then right now you can just do 10 push-ups, you're gonna put it in that progress, and then you can put the start date and end date of that goal in this
And what
screen as well.
happens if I forget about it? Like most people set goals in January and then they
Yeah.
forget. So
Yeah, so
what will
that's
happen?
why I also added this email goal to self function. In the future, I actually want to implement a function where you can integrate it onto your calendar so that you can remind yourself on when to do the app, or also collaborate with other people, just like the Habitica app, where you can collaborate with various others. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Is there a social media integration or kind of dimension to the application?
Yeah, I'm
For
planning
instance, being
to
able to share it.
yeah, I'm planning to integrate in the future, like being able to share your goals with other people, similar to the other to-do lists app, where other people can see your goals as well, so that you will be held accountable in doing your goals.
Cool. And then I noticed you said earlier that you feel the primary users for this, the user profile includes being a student in your area. Is this research that you've done, or is it more of a conjecture that you based on the development, you think that it's going to be students, but you're not 100% sure?
I base it on the research that I found, where they said that it was mostly the millennials and Generation Z people, which are pretty much the current day students right now. And I also asked around for the people around me, where they said that they're interested in to-do list apps and self-improvement.
Right. Cool. I would say, the people around you category is actually more reliable than, doing research from articles. Just because, you get closer to the user, the better typically your information is going to get, especially if they interact with your application in their own context, which is critical for you to understand. So maybe an interesting possibility here is also pursuing monetizing it with schools. And schools don't have a huge budget, but if you can, it might be easier to sell to one entity that will then, kind of help you with onboarding users, as opposed to trying to sell on a B2C scale to like different Gen Z and millennial users. So that could just be an interesting possibility. But otherwise, the UI actually looks pretty refined to me. But you want to get in front of users as soon as you can.
Thank you.
Do we have any questions from Minri?
None so far. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Floridane, and good luck. Okay, next up we have Rika.
Hello. Let me share my screen first.
Um, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, good day, everyone. Before we start, let me introduce myself first. I am Rika May Amasangkay, the CEO and co-founder of Enlink. Here at Enlink, we are committed to providing the best quality service and low to no code solutions moving forward to the digital age. Speaking of which, companies resort to IT solutions to help streamline their internal processes and procedures, such as for recruiting job applicants. They also utilize social media to attract and hire talented individuals to grow their respective businesses. Employers specifically use an online employment oriented service or EOS like LinkedIn to search for applicants who fit their job offers. Job seekers, on the other hand, use it to find their job, stay connected to a specific industry, and improve their professional reputation. While online EOS has many benefits for career advancement, it also has some drawbacks in user experience. Among these are tons of spam messages, creating a profile is time consuming, and many unverifiable claims. Having this said, Enlink would like to introduce Kiosk. Kiosk is an employment-oriented service designed for site-specific and efficient business interactions with applicants. This app will not only assist businesses in leveraging their network, but it will also help them in carefully evaluating candidates. So how does Enlink plan on making this a successful business? First, being active on social media is a great strategy to promote a product. It has a great algorithm that will help our products be seen by many businesses looking for affordable and high quality services. Next, our pricing model entails that price is scalable since the app has different functionalities based on user roles or client needs. Therefore, different packages will be provided. And then lastly, the product created is user-friendly as the tabs are easy to navigate. Its features allow applicants to create their career profile, view job postings, schedule an appointment with employers and vice versa, and chat with the community. Now we are down to the design of the app. First, we have the profile or personal information page. A message will appear on the profile page informing the users to complete the profile. This will serve as the applicant's official portfolio when they apply to a specific firm. Once you've finished editing your profile, you can click the word done in the top right corner and a message will appear saying that the profile has been updated. Second, announcements page. This is where the company's admins can post announcements such as new job offers, updates, and so on. Users can also add comments on specific announcements and add these announcements to their favorite list to help them navigate more easily. Next is appointment page. The default view, which is the list view, allows users to quickly determine whether they have appointments for a specific date. You may also view your meetings in the calendar view. Both applicants and admins can set or edit appointments using this page. So you can see here, there is an add appointment here where you can set an appointment with several company personnel. And lastly, the chats page. This page allows all users to interact with one another. Since this chat page is a public space, anyone can participate in the discussions initiated by fellow applicants or employers. Okay. Before we end our presentation, I'd like to leave you this quote. The answer to every adversity lies in courageously moving forward with faith by Edmond and Biaka. That's all for today. Thank you very much for listening. And do you have any questions?
Thank you, Rika. So you started by mentioning a lot of the challenges of the existing online employment systems, right? But then what you're proposing is also very similar to what exists in the market. How are you solving the problems that you mentioned?
Okay, thank you for that question. Although I know that there is still risk on the security and the side of the users, but I would like to highlight some of the benefits in using this kiosk. So first is that it is open to all qualified applicants. Aside from college graduates, we are also making this app available to K to 12 students who have necessary skill set for the job role. Next is that are verified company personnel, and because this app is an IT solution specifically designed for a specific set of
Rika,
company requirements. Yes.
sorry, my question was not that. My question was not related to security or anything. My question was related to, you mentioned that there are problems, or rather, let me ask, flip that question. What's wrong with Job Street and Jobs TV or Monster that anyone would use this one?
So the indicated challenges here is saying that there are actually tons of spam messages because I am a LinkedIn user, and there are times that I actually receive spam messages from fellow job applicants or even from employers that does not necessarily useful for my career development. And also, as I've said earlier, we wanted to streamline the process of um, doing or creating your own profile to your own community. So that's why we created this app. Was I able to answer your question?
Not really, but that's fine. I was just trying to understand what you're doing that is any different from all the other employment apps today. Except, I mean, I'm not considering LinkedIn, though you're always going back to LinkedIn. There are so many other apps, right, for job matching. And a lot of them are very similar to what you have. Your interface looked nice, but you still, because you mentioned the difficulty is to manually and time consuming to build your profile, right? In your app also, it will take me as long to build it again. So how is that helping solve the problem?
Oh, thank you for that question, because I have actually asked some of my colleagues and also adults from or company personals, and they actually want project based hiring. They want to hire people based on their project based necessities. So that's why we wanted actually to highlight here, which is to open to all qualified applicants, because there is actually a notion that if you are a college graduate, you can you can actually land great jobs here. But we are opening this app for everyone, since they can upload their personal information, their career profile, and in such a way, it is actually giving a chance for everyone to be part of such project and hire talented individuals that will help leverage their businesses.
Thank you.
I don't have any questions actually specifically for this. I think your UI looks really clean. But yeah, I guess I have some of the same concerns as Arup. Primarily, this is an industry that has a lot of defensible positions, because you're dealing in both B2B and B2C markets, and that's a lot to consider, especially for a jobs board, essentially, or a conversations board. So yeah, I have some of the same hesitations, and I don't really have any other questions, but I just wanted to remark that your UI is looking pretty clean, and I think you used Glide really well. So good job with that.
Thank you so much. Do you still have any questions?
Actually none on my end. I like your design. Keep it up. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Rika, and good luck to you. Jovi, if you're ready.
Trying my audio right now. Can you hear me?
Nice. Yes, it works.
Nice, nice. Okay, sharing my screen. Hello, everyone. Good evening and good morning, good afternoon to all of you all over the world. So I am Jovi Hill Montajes from Cebu, Philippines, and I'm with the Light of Hope Philippines. We are a grassroots movement that aims to improve the lives of the marginalized off-the-grid communities through the use of clean, renewable energy technologies, pushing forward the solutions to the climate crisis. One of the main problems that we wanted to help address is the energy poverty, which is according to the latest data, globally, we still have 789 million people without access to electricity. And in the Philippines, we have 13 million Filipinos that are currently using alternatives such as the kerosene wick lamps or candles, which has health and fire hazards, especially to children, pregnant women, and elderly people. We also talked to 153 families in 4 communities, both rural, urban, and island communities. And we found out that in average, they're spending around 30 to 50 Philippine peso to buy their kerosene gas or to charge their mobile devices, cell phones, power banks, or rechargeable flashlights in the nearby store or a neighborhood with electricity, which is already too much for them. So our solution was to provide them with clean energy access, which is affordable for only 10 pesos a day. They can now able to charge 4 mobile devices. They will have access to 2 bright LED bulbs powered by solar energy and with lithium iron phosphate energy storage. Especially now with what happened in Cebu, with the recent devastation of Typhoon Odette, these cloud grid units are on the ground, and the beneficiaries that are currently using the units are having it as a solar charging stations in their neighborhood, and they're actually earning from it. So where does the Glide app comes in? It comes in monitoring our impact to the community and to the environment. Actually, I'm a newbie in building mobile apps, and so thankful that there's Glide available. And this is the first app that I have built. So it is for mapping and monitoring the CO2 emissions in kilograms. That is the reduction of CO2 emissions. As of today, we were able to reduce 2,445 kilograms of CO2 emissions and has directly benefited 265 people. That means 53 families in 4 communities. Our goal is to serve 1,000 families in 1 to 2 years. That's the short-term goal. And just a quick view of the app. I only have 2 tabs here. First is the map on where the units has been deployed. And then also the markers. And on the markers, I only put the account numbers instead of their names to protect their privacy. And also on when the unit has been deployed and on how much CO2 emissions has been reduced during those times. And the second tab would be the impact summary. So that's the 2,445 kilograms, a total reduction of CO2 emissions for the 53 families. And as a newbie, this is just the start. In the future, we see it to be a more social app wherein the beneficiaries will be able to communicate to the benefactors or the donors for the program. And also they'll be able to upload images of their daily lives using the cloud grid units through the Glide apps. And the app is also being provided to the supporters, benefactors, or donors who has funded a minimum of 5 cloud grid units and up. So they will have access to the mobile app when they can monitor the impact to the community and where the cloud units has been deployed. So that's the use of the app that we built. And so yeah, our short-term target milestone is to be able to serve 1,000 family beneficiaries and reduce a total of 143 tons of CO2 emissions per year. Thank you, and open for questions.
So Jovi, this it's a very interesting project, and there has been several similar successful ones done in Africa and some parts of India also. I see how you're bringing together everything, but the purpose of the app, I think, could be better utilized than what you're doing now. For example, similar to what happens with like, forgot. There's another benefit, some kind of NGO that does the kids you can choose and you can actually sponsor them, something like that. So I guess the app probably is going to be more useful to connect the donors and the beneficiaries and somehow tracking how it's changing their lives in some ways, rather than just the CO2 emission data. I guess, the CO2 emission data is great, and that's of course very important for the planet and everything. But, this kind of things is driven by emotions, and emotions is always connected by people. So, you can actually reduce a lot more CO2 by connecting the dots and bringing in the sentimental aspect, like someone does some good and can see the benefit of their good, and they're encouraged to do more, and even having like a library of families waiting to get lights and encouraging people to donate. So those kind of things, I guess, would be more useful for this. That's basically my thought so far.
Yes, that's actually the goal for the app. But for now, since I'm just a newbie, this is the first app that I built. This is still like a draft for that future app. That your comment and suggestion is really great, and that's the goal of this app in the future.
World Vision, right? I was trying to remember the name of the World Vision. So that group, like, you can actually sponsor kids and you can see their progress year on year. Anyway, that's a good start. I just have a question regarding those that you have already provided the lights. How did you go about getting them? The donors.
Yeah, so we started with friends. Actually, right now, more individual people are providing funding for us through the website, letitflowph.org. And then slowly we're getting attention from companies like
So basically, your website has been the primary channel other than the direct network, and now you're trying to move that to the app. Is that how it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, in the future, hopefully everything can be done in the app, like the payments and on all of it, communication. Yeah.
So when someone donates, that goes directly to the beneficiary, is it? I mean, do you connect that dot directly, or it's just, donate and then it gets redistributed and you don't know who got the benefit?
So it depends on the amount of the donation. So in the website, there are 4 categories, but then the whole unit is 10,000 peso. So once we reach that amount, we assemble the unit, and then we already have a list of beneficiaries waiting for the units. And so we install it to that family, and then we provide documents, photos or videos to the person or organization who supported or funded the project. And then if they will be funding more than 5 units, then they will have access to the mobile app.
Well, maybe you should not put that limit because it doesn't cost that much. So, even if someone has donated a little, you should probably give them the app anyway, so they're encouraged to do more. Anyway, that's just my thought. But yeah, it's a very interesting and novel project of making money and making lives better for others. Thank you.
And also currently right now we're partnering with an international NGO to provide solar charging stations for areas affected by the Super Typhoon Odette. And Glide app would be used also to map where those solar charging stations will be.
Yeah, Hannah would be interested in your solution.
Cool. I don't have any questions at this time. I think definitely like partnering with a larger organization, I think is going to be useful here. It'll also help you with legitimacy, which is something that a lot of nonprofits can struggle with in the initial stages of their traction. So, yeah.
Sorry, what's the
Actually,
name of your app? I could not find your name here. Is that the cloud grade mobile app?
Yes, that's the cloud grade mobile app.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
actually, I don't have any questions, but Hannah has some questions. Go ahead, Hannah.
Hello. No, I was wondering if maybe in the future plans do you have other sustainable solutions that you want the company to expand into?
Yes, actually a lot, and then it is all aligned to renewable energy technologies. So right now we're exploring solar technology, and once we are a bit stable financially and operationally with the current deployments, then we'll be slowly moving on to other renewable energy technologies like wind turbines in areas wherein there's not much sunlight, like there's a lot of vegetation. So yeah, but for now we're focusing on the solar technology, especially with the relief operations for Typhoon Odette in Cebu and Bohol.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks, Jovi, and good luck to you. So we're almost finished with our presentations. We're down to our last two presenters. So we'll have Ray when you're ready.
All right, thank you. Let me just share my screen. Hold on. Okay. You guys can see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Hold. Sorry, I'm not that. Hold on. Why is it having a hard time? Stop sharing. Can't seem to move this one. There. Sorry about that. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ray. I'm the founder of Taxical Delivery. So Taxical, we deliver your demands to your doorstep. So we are an on-demand service that caters to underserved areas in the Philippines. We deliver the specific demands to your doorstep. Right now, we are solving the logistical problem of consumers in rural areas by providing an on-demand platform with customized services according to consumer demands. With more than 7 million registered tricycles and motorcycles as of 2020, there is a huge potential in this sector in providing delivery services, errand services, or last mile delivery services, or any in-demand services that it can cater. So the market size of food delivery and the delivery service alone is at around 470 billion global market. On a PH market, it's at $20 billion. And outside of Metro Manila for region 1 only, which is the one that I'm targeting right now, is around $500 million. So the problem is food delivery and other delivery services are not adequately available in underserved rural areas in the Philippines. Top delivery companies are not customized to work in rural areas such as Grab, Food Panda, or Lalamove. They are more focused in urban areas. And also they're charging high fees, which is up to 30% as commission, which applying that model won't work in rural areas. So our vision is to be the #1 on-demand delivery platform in the Philippines, focusing on underserved areas, to grow and expand in Asia by 2030 by delivering your demands to your doorstep. So currently, before Glide, how it works is we're taking in orders via Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Google Form, and I integrated it to using Zapier and Tegromat to actually send emails, send messages to the riders and dispatch team. And then I encountered Glide last month, so I decided to integrate Glide to the operation. So our value proposition, it's convenience. Cost-wise, we're much cheaper compared to big companies. We also help in building the local business community. We offer job opportunities, and we have partners with local businesses. So how we are different right now? So we launched a no-code delivery service app last week of December in our location using this technology. And right now, people are actually, some of the users are actually logging in and using it. But of course, the majority of our users still using Facebook and Google Form, but there are some users already using the app. So currently our services is food delivery, parcel delivery, errands like grocery, market, paying bills, and money transfer. So this is actually our milestone. The idea started in 2017. It's a more parcel delivery. And then we changed it to like an idea of ride hailing using motorcycles and tricycles. But unfortunately, it didn't move to production because of funding. And then pandemic came, and then I thought that why not offer the initial idea of doing parcel delivery and food delivery. So we started April 2020 with one rider, which is me. And right now, as of December 2021, we have around 17,000 Facebook followers. We generated $80,000 revenue, 40K transactions in one rural location only, 300 plus merchant partners. So based on the rating that we have in Facebook, so this is our rating. So why consumers like it? Because of convenient and transacting with us, customized services according to their needs. It's cost friendly. For business owners, they can tap our service for free. No need for them to hire a rider for their takeout orders, less hassle, and no additional fees. So based from the competition, which is actually right now, we don't have in our area. This is based from nearby urban areas and also from Food Panda rate. So this is where we at the moment. Our business model is we charge $1 for our first 3 kilometers, and then we charge 20 cents and every succeeding kilometer. We also charge some surcharge for any weather conditions or evening rate. So same with the on-demand, especially if they will ask someone to do a grocery or market run. So we charge an additional charge on that. For parcels, we have weight for it, and then we have corresponding charges as well. So right now, this is our financial projection. We're looking to actually raise fund for next year, for this year and next year, and this is our projection. Our key partnership right now, all of our riders are actually getting discounts from this local gasoline companies as well, or gas station companies, in which they get a peso or 20 cent rebates, or sorry, 2 cent rebate out of $1 transaction. Of course, we are not going to stop on the food delivery only in a parcel delivery. We want to have some additional business model as well, like offering online grocery, cargo and parcel, and adding additional payment system, and most probably go to the original idea of ride hailing. So thank you. And for the demo of the app, so when a user log in, this is where they can actually see the app. So if they want to order or do a food delivery, they can book a rider here. They will just enter all the necessary information. It will send a message to our team and also to a Telegram group chat so that our dispatcher can see it. They can also see the menu on different towns that we're covering. Like for example, it's in Lingayen. So if they want to check on Jollibee, they can see the menu. Thanks, my internet is quite not working, but let me get, yeah, pretty much that's the idea. Yeah, there it is. So the menu will appear and they can select on it. They can also see their transaction here. In this one, they can only see their own transaction, all the orders that they made. Right now, I'm into gamifying the application in which whenever they purchase or place an order to us, they will get a point, and which they can also use that to actually like exchange for a delivery, free delivery. So they can see that here. Like for example, it's I call it the TX coin. It's not, I just put it here since it's my profile, and that they have a ranking as well in which they can join to future events by just accumulating experience points, and by doing delivery or ordering, or we'll have an event for the week in which we have feature merchants for the week. Like if you complete 5 orders for 5 different merchants, you'll get an additional experience point and gold points. So basically that's tactical delivery, and I'm ready to take in questions.
How many riders do you have?
Right now I have around 18 riders.
Okay, and this is Lingayen, Bay Area.
Yes, yes.
So the $60,000 revenue you mentioned, is it the total transaction including the value of food, or is this purely the charges?
Purely the charges, yeah. Purely charges only.
Okay, so that's pretty good. So my couple of comments is, but end of the day, I guess, exit for this business is getting a bigger company to buy out, probably. But though you, as a founder, you might have other ambitions, because growing this business is difficult, and all of these guys, big guys like Grab and Uber and Food Panda, is still losing money. They're surviving on the top of just venture funding. So it's a difficult business, but I'm impressed with how far you have brought it, and it's purely using Facebook chat and all. So that's great, and that proves the point that you know how to do this business and you have been making money out of it. When it comes to the app, I think you need to probably should stick to the basic of what you're doing and just do it better, do it more efficiently, rather than adding too many other features and functions to it. I mean, in fact, that becomes a problem, and it's something that we all startup founders kind of get into it, because we have so many ideas and we want to make it happen. So I think while you have proven quite far that it can be done, but it probably better to scale that more of the main business that is ride or rather partial delivery, food delivery, etc. Instead of adding some 5, 10, 15 different things. I mean, that's my advice to you. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a great start, and the app should work, though it's going to take a lot more, I guess, from location
Yeah. Right now, the app is purely for customers only. I don't have the rider app and the dispatchers app yet because of the time constraint. So yeah, I know it's going to take time, and I'm just actually fascinated with Glide because 6 months ago I hired a developer to actually work on the menu feature, which took 3 months and it's slow and buggy. But then the menu feature the menu feature that I actually did, it just took me a week to finish it. So
yeah, it's definitely the way to go and definitely to test. So no code, low code are the ways to go rather than, and then building can come later. But okay, I mean that's a good start and good luck. Thank you.
thank you.
It's really interesting to see another player in the transport space. So just to be completely transparent with you, my first foray, I think back in 2017, was also in transport. So I started a company called RideWave, and we worked with DMCI and SMDC and Century Properties. So I can already for sure tell that what you've done here is actually pretty impressive. You guys are, well, I mean, you outlived us, so that's pretty cool. One thing though that I do want to maybe talk about with you is the drivers. I don't think it was made clear their earning potential. So I guess my question is going to be a little numeric, but how many drivers are currently active on a daily basis, and what is their average daily earning from you, and what are their costs? And are you receiving any kind of feedback from that user? Because it's easy to say that the user base here is just the people are ordering the food, but it's actually a two-sided market. You have riders who are also primary users of the app. So I'm interested to hear how you're managing things on that end.
Well, right now, aside from what they're getting, a fixed daily rate that we're providing based from, because this year, just this July, the labor the Department of Labor and Employment actually released a memo that we should at least provide a fixed daily rate for riders, because before it's purely commission. So we're aside from the fixed rate that we're providing, we're also giving gas allowance and commission if ever they reach a certain target of deliveries for the day. So that's how
Right.
we pay them.
Can I ask what that fixed daily rate is?
Right now it's 340. That's the minimum base rate in the province.
So you're meeting the minimum base rate.
Yep. Yep.
In your opinion, is that competitive for the drivers?
To be honest with you, it is, because for other local players, it's much smaller. Like I'm not sure how you are familiar or well versed with how the pay scale in the province, but
pretty familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, but somehow for for an entry level, they're paying like around 200, 250, something
Sure.
like that.
Do the drivers own their own vehicles, or
Yes,
are
they
these
own.
vehicles that you? Okay, so they own the vehicles. They receive a gas allowance, and then they also receive a daily fixed rate of 340.
Yeah,
pesos.
plus commission for something that if ever they reach a certain target of deliveries on a daily manner, and
Right.
also on a monthly basis.
What percentage of your drivers typically exceed that point for a commission?
For the commissions, actually, almost 80% are getting it daily. For the monthly, it's at almost 50%.
That's pretty good. Nice. All right, cool. Yeah, I think you're doing really well. Another thing I wanted to ask is, are you still currently using Integromat?
Yeah, Zapier and Integromat actually right now. I'm still playing
Okay.
around it.
Cool. I used to actually be a part of the team at Integromat. I was a product manager there, so
Wow.
I can connect you with Integromat, and then maybe they can feature you on their Twitter, because I think what you're doing is really cool.
Sure.
And also $60,000 is nothing to laugh at for a first product. So well done.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ray. Thank you. And good luck. Okay, so we have our last presenter tonight, which is Jean.
Hello everyone, my name is John Ray, and today I'll be introducing my cookbook. It's a recipe app where users can read and share recipes. Originally, I decided on making a simple note-taking app that saves account passwords, but was interested in making a Filipino recipe app. So the basic function of my cookbook is that people decide on a meal plan to either cook for themselves or for their family. Either making meals for breakfast, lunch, dinner, desserts, and appetizers. They can even create and share their own recipes to other people and receive feedback. You can even save your old recipes into the app to make it more accessible and convenient at the same time. And here's a short demo to showcase the app and its features. And that's all. Thank you.
I'm trying to understand what's the purpose of the app. It's basically like at this moment, it's primarily like anyone can share their recipe and someone else can see it. Is that what it is, and rate it?
Yes, it's a free-to-use recipe app. Anyone can store their recipes into the app and access it anytime and anywhere.
Why would anyone want to use this and not just go to Facebook or something? How do they make money, and how do you make money?
Actually, I'm not making money on this. It's a free app. Basically, it's something that anyone can use. And if there originally, I based this off from my original app or recipe app, and I created this into Gilde. We catered more on Filipino recipes.
Okay, so wouldn't it have? I mean, in my mind, it would have been better used to make something like a scrapbook of recipes that you can collect from all over, whether it's from a YouTube video that you can pin and you can review, and then perhaps share with your friends and stuff like that, some social aspect to it, rather than, because I see this there are so many cooking channel, cooking app, recipes, recipe sites, even Filipino recipe sites and Filipino food. I can't figure how you'll grow it, and especially if you're not making money. Okay, thank you. But the design looks nice, though I was kind of distracted and back and forth going to the Google Sheet. But The design looks cool.
Miko, would you have a question for Jean? Oh, I think Miko is out of the call. Okay. Okay, thank you, Jean. Thank you very much. Okay, so we will give the judges some time to finalize their votes. And meanwhile, Crystal will be handling the crowd favorite.
Yeah, sorry. Hold on. I will assign the judges in one. Wait, sorry. I can't find Miko. Is Miko still here?
I think he got disconnected.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, so I don't know like what we're gonna do because Minri is not here and Miko is not here. What do you want? What how will Sir Arup meet with them maybe?
Okay.
Did everyone do the rating already in the app? I'm done.
Okay. Oh, okay, that was quick. Jean, hello, would you mind your screen share? Okay, thank you. Okay, Crystal. So how do you want to do the crowd favorite?
Yeah, so I made a poll. Yeah. So just please vote for crowd favorite. But for the winner, it seems only Sir Arup has given his ratings. So I don't know.
Okay, let me follow up with Minnie.
Okay, let me follow up with Miko as well. Sorry, but I need to sign up prematurely. From Miko. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna get his vote. Wait. Okay, while we're waiting for Miko and Minri, could guys, do you want to vote? Because it seems we have a tie for crowd favorite. Maybe someone break the tie. If someone can take the time, I think it's
Yes.
in Rika.
Just add your votes in. Okay. Overall, good job, guys, in the very short time that you had to develop. These are pretty impressive projects. Okay, I guess we can give it another minute. Okay. Okay, Crystal, I think everyone's voted for the crowd favorite.
Okay, yeah, it seems we already have a winner for crowd favorite. Yay! Can you guys see the poll too, like the results? I'm not sure if you can see it.
You will receive an email regarding your prize. So congratulations. Okay. So we have, Krista, I'll just get into the game right before we announce the winner.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay, yeah, probably the game right now while we're waiting for the judges to submit their ratings. But yeah, the results are there now. I think you can see who won crowd favorite.
Congratulations, Ray.
Thank you, guys and ladies.
Yeah, and best of luck with your app project.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah. Sige. So we do have like a few more prizes to give away. If you've noticed, I am wearing a No Code PH t-shirt. So thank you, No Code PH, for the awesome merch. And we have a quick game, and the two top winners will be receiving a No Code t-shirt from Crystal. So we'll just reach out to you for delivery details later on. Okay, so the game is very simple. We'll be showing a part of a No Code 2 logo and either shout out or shout in the chat your answer, and then the top two winners will be receiving a prize. So if you guys are ready, we'll start with, I think, an easy one. Nice. Who here uses Notion? If you'd like to raise your hands up. Such an amazing tool to organize everything.
Yeah.
Nice. Sige. Next one. Nice, Dim. Zapier. This is the little dot on the eye of Zapier. Oh, meanwhile, we will have, the judges in a separate room to discuss maybe some of the projects. Okay. All right. Sige, next. This is a bit of a tricky one. You can unmute your mic then if you want. Familiar ba? Do you need a hint?
What's that?
Sorry.
What's
Ang hint is it's a tail. Buntot.
tail?
It's a tail.
Oh.
Mahirap ba? I think it's not one of it's one of the older no-code tools.
Really? Oh.
A bit.
Oh.
Mahirap ba?
I
It
don't know.
starts it's the end of a beaver.
Beaver
tail.
builder?
Hindi.
Tail builder?
Hindi.
What's ano yan?
Oh, okay. It's stunkable.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
No idea.
Mahirap pala. Sorry. Sige, next.
Marlboro?
No code tools tayo, bro. Kulit. Reds.
Boro
Mga
red.
ano. This no-code tool is for automated emails. Mahirap ba? Oof.
SendGrid?
No. Not HubSpot. The first word is sub.
Marine.
Sub.
So
Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero
Sa
beer.
inuman.
Kanina yun,
Marlboro
sige,
at saka
yung
beer. Kulit eh. Sige. It is Substack.
Substack. Okay.
Sige. Sorry, the next ones will be easier, I think. Mas familiar. If you guys don't get this next one, di ko na alam.
Airtable.
Nice.
Sabihin ko sana Slack, pero sama
Percival.
Airtable pala. Slack ba?
Nice, Percival. Thank you. Sige, next. This is a bit tricky, but they're kind of new.
Adalo?
No.
No. That's not Adalo.
App dev din sila. Medyo
Flutter
bago
Flow?
siya na platform. Yes, who said that?
Flutter Flow.
Yeah, sorry. Can you say your name?
Floridane Capio po.
Floridane. Nice. Nice girl. This one. Everyone should know this one.
Bubble.
Nice. Yes. One of the more complex na app devs, but it's really worth looking into. Not so intuitive, but I know, very powerful na platform. I'm sure you guys see the ads everywhere. Okay, last one, guys.
Adalo.
Nice. Sige, very, very nice. Okay. I will just count who the ones that had the most answers. And then I will ask for your details. So good luck. The judges are currently discussing ang mga project nyo. Kumusta ang development? Was
Okay
it
lang. Di natapos.
what?
Yeah, di natapos.
Ganun din.
Di natapos.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, learning something new, like just a quick background. I am not a technical person. Ang role ko talaga sa Comp Lab. We are an Adalo no code and app dev studio. And my role is community management. So I just help translate some of the very technical dev things to, normal people like myself. And to learn no code, I actually joined, I don't know if you're familiar with si Max Haining. He has 100 days of no code. It's a free challenge, but I joined yung first cohort niya, which is very nice then. If you guys, I highly recommend you guys look it up. Of no code. His original challenge is free and it teaches you, he has a guide on teaching you how to learn so many no code tools. Minsan 2 new no code tools a day. So if you're really getting into the no code development space, I highly recommend 100 days of no code. And yeah, Crystal, how are our judges doing?
Actually don't know. I was also wondering how I'm gonna message them because like I'm not like a Zoom expert, so I'm like, how do I message them in the breakout room?
Sige. Nakabalik ba si Miko?
Hindi. He has to go down.
Okay. Did you get his, sorry. Did you get his vote? Naman.
No, I did not. So it's I guess it will Sir Arup and Minri who will decide the winner.
Yeah, I think Dim also came here. Dim is also from CompLab, so he's our head developer. I think he's also filling in with some of the votes to fill in for Miko's place. Yeah. Okay, so the judges will be joining us soon. It's almost 9 o'clock, guys. Thank you for persevering throughout December and New Year's, Christmas and New Year's, and finishing your project. And we will be announcing the winner shortly. Okay. The participants are very excited, Minnie and Arup. Okay. Okay, go ahead, Crystal.
Yeah, so wait, am I? No, I'm not. I'm not. Wait, what am I? It's preparing to announce. So it's either Sir Arup or Minri who will announce the winner based on their discussion. So Sir Arup or Minri, please take the floor.
Okay, maybe I'll start first with my. So probably I'll start first with my favorite project, and then Arup also can share his favorite project and the winner that we think for the whole no coding challenge. So one of my favorite projects is actually Repair IT. So I think it has potential. It's very niche, but it has to have a business model, a good business model first. So Repair IT, if you can succeed in that space, I'm rooting for you. Go ahead, Sir Arup.
Okay, now I found this competition to be very interesting. I mean, I've been judging in so many startup events over the years, as well as hackathons and all. We both agreed, like, at least over here, we can see people who have built something, a working prototype, right? Which is a great thing. I mean, you'll find so many startup founders going around and haven't built anything that really works or been tested. But I guess what we also saw with you guys, a lot of ideas were good, but you haven't spent time on testing, especially the younger ones we saw, right? You kind of did not spend time trying to talk to your customers, which should be one of the first thing you need to do. But we all have to start somewhere, and it's a great thing that where you are. In terms of products and business models, I guess most of those who have been doing their business really trying to make money out of it, they performed well. So they have been, their presentation, their business model, their validations are better. But I mean, some of the others, you build some very wonderful, great looking apps, and that's not easy. And that's actually a very good position to start with. A lot of your fantastic looking apps did not have a great business model, but you can always pivot and learn from it. So from all the inputs we gave and shared, for example, like the last one, the what was that, the recipe book, right? And the looks were very, very nice. It was looking like a grade A app, but probably needs a lot more work in terms of business model and how you are going to keep it afloat and make money and all. And same way, there were several others which were looking great. So going down to the favorites and going down to the winners, right? So yeah, my two top favorites, not because of the look of the app, but what it can do in terms of difference to the people around and for the business, where the one from Ray, that's the taxi something, forgot, sorry, the name.
Taxical.
Yeah, taxical. And the other one, the one which is about the solar energy thing. I did like John's repair IT also, but I think it needs a lot more work to make it something interesting, and there is potential. There is huge needs for it, but I think it will need some work. So identifying the segment and what you have built is a good start, but again, the business model needs work. But on the other two, their business model is working, and the prototype, especially for Ray, looks good. And I think that's where we are kind of pivoting to, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, so we decided to choose Taxical as the winner for this hackathon, and the reason for that is so we were evaluating everyone on 3 criteria, right? So one criteria was the business model, the second criteria was market validation, and the third criteria was the build using Glide. So when you compare all of those 3 factors, Taxical actually did earn money out of it, which is ahead of everyone, isn't it? And in terms of market validation, doing the thing, and also the app had a lot of depth. It already had the different ways of ordering, and although it has a long way to go, but still it was quite good. So that's the answer, and that's the winner. So congratulations, guys.
Congratulations, Ray. And by the way, before we let you go or before we end the event, I just want to say, guys, congratulations. You actually learned something new today, and that's the most important thing. Like as any startup founders, you have the first thing you have to do is to actually learn how to build the product as well. And then basically, like what Sir Arup said, Sir Mike said, talk to your customers. So you already have the power to create your own concept. You already have the power to create your MVP. So don't stop building, guys. Just because today you've been grilled, you've been said a lot of feedback, it doesn't mean that you should stop building. You should always start building, get more feedback, iterate, and eventually perfect your startups. Okay? So congrats, guys.
Yeah.
You did a great job. Give yourself a round of applause.
Good job, guys, everyone. And it's not a competition in real life. I mean, this competition is fine. You participate, you get input, and you roll with it. But the main competition is really what you can do, the execution. Hopefully, some of you would plan to actually continue using and building on the ideas that you started today, and that's the main thing. That's where the winner is. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, and good luck, future founders. Bye-bye. Thank you, guys.
Good luck. Thank you,
Thank you,
Arup.
Sir
Thank you,
Semestem.
Minri.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. And of course, we would like to thank Glide for sponsoring this competition and challenge. So, Crystal, would you have closing remarks for our participants before we leave?
None. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Again, I'm down with COVID, so no.
Okay. Okay. Get well, Crystal. So guys, thank you very much. We will keep in touch with you through email and we will just send you updates. And thank you. Please join the monthly No Code PH Talks, which is at the beginning of every month. And we hope to see your projects grow in future spaces. So thank you, everyone. Arup, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for giving your wisdom and insight, not only to these business owners, but for the Filipino community. Very valuable that your presence is here. So thank you very much. And Minri, thank you for making time as well. And we're excited to see our local community grow. So thank you, everyone, and good night.
Good night. Bye.
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 Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye. Ingat kayo.